so if you have a question or two you want to ask, you can ask it. So hang on to your questions, and let's bring out Sarfraz Manzoor and Viveik Kalra.
Sit down. So you ever see that video where Robert Pattinson sits down on one of these and it just like falls through?
Please don't fall through. Welcome to LA. What was the experience like? I mean, I feel like you must have seen this movie multiple times, but what was it like again in this space?
You just got in. You only got to the last 10 minutes, didn't you? So.
Yeah, it's alright, it's cool. It's lovely to see in different spaces and how different sort of people react. It's lovely to be here in this sort of it's really lovely to be here in this like cultural hub and setting, and it's a very great privilege. So thank you for allowing us to be here. And America has been very warm to us in the same way that you don't really have in Britain. You get that sort of like British cynicism, which kills so much. But thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate America.
I think it's been. I find it quite interesting just to work out whether the certain same moments are going to hit in different places. So I find that quite interesting. And I also find it's quite interesting having showed it in New York, whether there's a West Coast or an East Coast different vibe. So it's always quite interesting because there are certain moments that every time you just think that always works. Why is that? You can't always work it out. So all that stuff's quite interesting.
Yeah, I noticed laughter at different places. I saw the screening last month and I saw it right now, and then I was curious about the different places where there was laughter.
And what I find quite interesting, I remember when I watched it in Sundance for the first time, and you know, when we thought this film had some humour in it, and like the first 10 minutes, there was total silence, and I was just like, are people just not getting it? Did this stuff not work? And I realised that they kind of needed permission because they weren't seeing, because these weren't white faces, they were like, I think they needed permission to think that it was okay to laugh at certain moments.
Absolutely.
And then they relaxed into it and then they enjoyed it. But I noticed there was a bit of a tension about that.
Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. That's something I think about a lot when it comes to telling jokes when it involves Muslim characters. My first question that I wanted to ask is about the movie and the music. For me, when I was watching this, I was like, wow, there's so much music out there that influenced me the way Springsteen influenced you. I was thinking about how I got my first Black Star CD and how it was given to me, and I was like told to listen to it by my friends, and that album changed my life. So
what's Black Star?
Khaled, Holly, and Mos Def, their first hip-hop album from early 90s or something.
That was a David Bowie album. I was like, how old are you?
They were thing. And it was like my first introduction to hip-hop. It was life-changing. So my question is actually for Viveik. Like, was there music in your life that changed your life the way it did for your character here?
Probably not quite to the same extent. I don't think so, no. There are people that I liked. I remember listening to loads of American music when I grew up. I remember I loved Usher and Ja Rule and stuff. I don't think it's quite the same. But in the same way, I think American culture does have a sort of prevalence, especially even in the UK. Like, we hear about stuff across the pond. Like, loads of the music I was listening to when I was growing up was American music. So I can link to it in that way, but I don't think there was anyone that touched me on the same level Bruce sort of touched South and inspired him to his life.
Because nobody is good, that's why.
Well, maybe along the same lines, what was your relationship like with Springsteen? I heard that you would go to his concerts all the time, and then he started recognizing you. So what was that experience like? And then also getting to this point where you made a movie about that experience.
Well, so I saw him for the first time, when I was like 18 or 19, and then, the thing is, if I tell you numbers, it always sounds like, firstly, it sounds like it's bragging, and it's not. And secondly, it does make me sound like a complete nutter. But so, I mean, I've seen him about 150 times. But then if you think that I've been a fan for 30 years, that only averages out to 5 a year. That's not that bad. And the other thing is, it's like, if you have a food that you know makes you happy, why would you not eat it? So if you know you're going to see Springsteen is going to make you insanely happy, and he's playing in your country, or even actually not in your country, but somewhere on the planet, why not do it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I did see it. And the thing was, there's a real kind of community amongst the hardcore fans. So basically, once you get into that world, on the front row, it's pretty much the same people, regardless of which country you're in. So we would travel. So like a couple, back in the early 2000s, I went to Barcelona and Stockholm and Bologna and Paris with the same gang of people. We were all travelling, and so he then notices people and he plays songs to them and stuff. And with me, because there aren't that many non-white people at that point, and also there aren't that many people who's like. I was literally obsessed. I mean, there was one time I went into the hotel and I was staying in the same. I knew which hotel he was in. And I checked in.
It's not creepy at all, is it?
I checked in under a name called Carl Hunger, which was actually a lyric from a song which says Carl Hunger is a terrible thing. And then I just stayed in the lobby the whole day, waiting for the band. So once you do those sorts of things, you do develop some kind of a relationship.
And read the script?
Basically, my dad used to say to me, you spend so much money on this guy. He's not a family relative. Why are you giving him so much money? And so there's a certain irony to the fact that I've made the money up.
That's true.
But I mean, in terms of like making the film, when I started working on it with Gurinder, basically the idea was, it's all very well getting financiers on board, it's all very well getting all that stuff. None of this is going to happen unless Springsteen agrees to it. And so our basic thing was, we've got to make a film that Bruce will like. That's the only thing that matters. But luckily, because I'm a big fan, I kind of had an idea as to what I thought he would like. And what I thought he would like is nothing about... He didn't want a biopic, he didn't want hagiography, he didn't want that kind of treatment. I think his point is, he's an artist, and the greatest compliment you can give an artist is, your work actually meant something to me, So, actually that's what I wanted to do. So the story is really about somebody who was touched by Springsteen's work and his words. It's not about him, it's about his work. And specifically what I had to do, which was a very, very stressful thing, was, Gurinder was in touch with his management. And one of his producers is an executive. One of his managers is an executive producer on the film. And then one evening at 8 o'clock, I remember this very clearly. Got a phone call from Gurinder saying, "Okay, so could you write a letter directly to Bruce, requesting that we use his music, and we'll send it directly to him." So I had to sit and literally write a letter explaining why I wanted to use it. So that was quite a stressful commission. And so I did do that. And then about 2 weeks later, just got a thing saying, I'm all good with it, do what you like. And so basically, but I think the reason was, and we've kind of talked to his management, essentially he trusted Gurinder and us.
That's amazing.
He trusted us because he knew we would be coming from the right place. And I feel like this film has got so much heart and so much love, and yet at the same time, it's not a biography of him, it's a story. But it shows why music matters and why words can matter. And I think it speaks to the same things that Bruce's work speaks to.
And how many of his songs are in the movie?
17, I think.
It was amazing. What I found amazing watching it the second time was how you were able to use the lyrics directly into the
well, basically, ever since I was 16, somebody would say, "What's a kid like you, or what's a person like you like Bruce for?" And so this is an hour and 54-minute answer to that question.
That's great. I wanted to talk about the incident that happened at the mosque.
I just want to say one thing before that. It's all very well having a story. It's all very well writing a script. It's all very well having a director. Unless you've got something like this guy to bring it to life. He's only 20, and this is his first big role. He's only done one TV thing before that. And the level of faith and investment that we all had to have in him None of the script could have been brilliant. It wouldn't matter if the actor couldn't do it. The direction, none of it mattered. And so I just, every time I watch it, I just feel this immense sense of gratitude to you that you were able to bring your talent to that story. Because without you, it wouldn't be what it is. So I just wanted to say that.
I have another question, but I'm going to skip ahead and ask a question because you just brought up how great Viveik was. Viveik, how did you get into the role for this movie? And did you listen to a lot of Springsteen? Did you both hang out a lot?
How did I get it?
Or get into the role, get into character?
I had to listen a lot, which was interesting because I remember I sat down while I was auditioning. I auditioned like 3 times. I went in the room, went in the room, went in the room, which is nice because a lot of time nowadays you have to like tape for stuff and then they see you on the screen. But it was lovely being in person with them. I had to start listening to this stuff, and immediately I didn't want to. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think I'd like it. I thought it'd be rubbish. To put it lightly, no offence to anyone who's a massive Bruce fan, but I didn't think I'd like it. So I started listening, and I was like, kept listening. I was like, all right, kept listening, and then I became obsessed. And I don't use the word lightly, I became genuinely obsessed. And I try and listen to like chart music. And I just couldn't, because I was like, it has no meaning. And I had this weird like midlife crisis moment at 20 years old or 19 years old. Getting into it was fun, it was cool. Like, I could talk to Saf about it. I think I remember asking about how you sung. And if you sang an American accent or in your own voice or whatever. And I think that was sort of important for me to know and to note. And just separating myself singing from a character singing. Because it doesn't have to sound like nice. You know what I mean? You don't need all the riffs and melismas or whatever they're called. He's just singing because it makes him happy. And it satisfies his life and it talks to him as a person. So that was sort of a beautiful thing. I didn't realise I was going to have to keep singing, and then they got me in the read-through, and I was like, I remember messaging Gurinder before it, and I was like, so how is the singing going to be done in the read-through? And she went, as per the script. So I was just like fucking singing out ballads, and I sung on the road, and it was just silence in the room, and like 30 people around a massive table, which is embarrassing, but yeah, I lost a bit of self-consciousness, which is lovely.
Did you hang out a lot when you were preparing for the script?
Yeah, we had this really lovely, when very, very early on, before, I think, even before the read-through, I took Viveik and Aaron, who plays Roots, who's also my real friend, I took him to Luton. I went and showed him my home where I grew up, the streets of the town, and then I have loads of poems. Do you know one of the coolest and also craziest surreal moments is, you know the scenes in the bedroom where he's got all these poems on the walls and stuff? Those are my real teenage poems.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So if you were to, eventually when it comes out on whatever streaming mode, if you were to freeze frame, you would actually see the real poems that I wrote back in the day. So that's how authentic this film is. So I showed him all those poems, I showed him childhood photographs. So it was just, and also I've obviously written a book, so it was all just like ammunition and fuel that he could use or not use. So there was a lot of source material if you wanted it.
That's wonderful. It's also wonderful that you found someone who you felt played you well. I think that's such a rare thing that you. That's amazing.
The other scenario is best worth not thinking about, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I wanted to ask about the scene with the mosque and how there was a pig head found at the mosque, and I feel like this movie took place in 1987, but this is something that's happening currently, constantly. Bacon is on doorknobs. Today's the first day of Ramadan, so I feel like there's going to be an escalation of hate crimes happening in America, as usually happens. I wanted to talk about, was that something that really happened?
So basically, the simple answer was yes. The film is set between 87 and 89, so what I did was I sometimes compressed events that happened just before or just after to try and fit it in. But when I was about 11 or 12, on that very mosque, when it was being built, that did actually happen. And I remember that being like a really painful memory of mine. And the reason that we put it in at that moment is because, you know, you got this Born to Run scene, which is a bit hyper-real, it's all joyous and stuff. But although this film has those aspects, it's rooted in some pretty dark, real stuff. And my point was, you know, you can run and you can think you're all great with this record, but there's some darkness in the world and there's some real bad things happening, and sometimes you have to just face them. So that was why that happened literally at that moment, like the highness and the euphoria of Born to Run, and then bang, that happens. And yes, that did happen. I mean, but the weird thing about the film is that it's set in 1887, but it's kind of freakishly timely now. You know, the National Front marches, you know, just call them a different name, call the hate group a different name, they're doing exactly the same thing right now. Obviously the Muslim stuff. But the other thing that's kind of weird about it is that this is a film about a Pakistani kid in Britain who thinks that America is the promised land, who thinks that America is the epitome of all that is good, and he can invest. That's what I did. That's how I really did invest all my hope. And I think that's the bit which feels kind of sad and timely, because, you know, I don't think there's a lot of people who think that right now. And so it's kind of weirdly timely, but it's also kind of sweetly endearing. And there's a line which I knew I put it in as a joke, which is like, they don't even know what Pakistanis are, because they kind of do now. So yes, it's kind of timely, but it's also a reminder of a moment of innocence as well.
Yeah, I love politics, obviously, because of my career, but I think seeing politics in music and arts is so important to how we change how people think.
Do you know one of the things that's kind of maddest about the reaction to the film so far? And you kind of picked up on it as well. You know, this is a very personal story, okay? I mean, it's personal to me, but it's also kind of personal to Britain. It's kind of personal to kind of, you know... But to play it in America, I think it's had 2.7 million views, the trailer so far. It's only come out Thursday afternoon. Come out Thursday afternoon. I mean, it's not my trailer, I'm not bragging about my own trailers. They're looking at you. But you think there's all these people who know nothing about Pakistanis in Britain. They've never been to Luton, but they are finding the human connection. And I find that insane, that my dad, who lived and died in complete anonymity, is now seen by some people as kind of archetype and is reminding them of their dad, or whatever. And that, without being a cliche, that is the power of art. You know, to be able to take a story that feels like it's personal and get people who have no connection with it in an outward way to care, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's universal.
And I was thinking about it with you the other day, is that to see your childhood and a story that's heavily inspired by your life eternalized on screen, it must be sort of like just an out-of-body experience. And I'm very lucky. You know, we're talking about race, we're talking about the scene of the mosque. I'm very lucky because I've got a voice, and I'm sitting here in front of you. I've got a voice, and I haven't had to fight for it, because that's what our forefathers did, and that's what our fathers did. And this is to commemorate those people, the people that have fought. So I'm lucky now to be up here, being able to speak to you lot, and that's because of the groundwork that the people before us laid for us.
There's a song. Called The Promise. Anyone know here? You know? And there's a line in it where he says, I hit it big ones, but I paid a big cost. Inside I carried the broken spirits of all the other ones I lost. And I remember having that in my head when I was thinking about the story, because exactly what you just said. There's a lot of people who grow up in towns like Luton who don't do anything with their lives. And it's not because they're not talented. It's because they don't give them the option. My dad worked in a factory. He was a really intelligent bloke, but nobody would give him anything beyond working on the factory line. And those are the broken spirits, you know. And so for me, it was really important, and I hope that it comes through in the film, that the dad is not a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's just somebody who sees the world differently. And I really wanted it to be a film that there weren't any bad people, you know? Just people who see the world in different ways. And honouring them. Exactly.
I feel like that really came out for me during the hair dyeing scene, when the mom was dyeing the hair. I was like, oh, it was like a big pivot for understanding there. I wanted to open it up to the audience if anyone had any questions. I don't know if someone has a mic down there, or if we can just... okay, raise your hand really high again. Okay, right there.
I enjoyed the film.
Can you stand up?
I enjoyed the film. I have a quick question. As the film is around 87 to 89 years, and now the era has changed, and so much hate and about religion and this, did you change your storytelling a little bit different in editing or anything, or you missed something? You want to share something on that area?
No, we didn't sort of adjust it to current events because there's too much going on. But I'll tell you one thing: is when I was writing the script, the speech that Javed gives in college, Gurinder said to me, "Just write from the heart what you just want to say to the world, you know, and we'll just put it in Javed's mouth, but just say what you actually believe." And the wall stuff was going on with Trump, and that's what inspired the idea of, you know, a bridge to your ambitions, but not a wall between my family and me. So that was a reference to the stuff about the wall.
My question is in the writing process. I'm a filmmaker and a writer myself, and I tend to write things that are also autobiographical and come from my personal experience. But I find that it's hard to write about a really personal thing, but then also, you know, have an objective sense about that experience. And how did you write a movie that, you know, had all the elements of the structure? How did you think about taking this life experience and making it into a digestible form that other people can connect to in terms of writing screenplay?
Well, I mean, it helps that I started in 2010. So that's one thing. Secondly, I was working with Gurinder, and one of the reasons that I kind of, you know, I think if I was doing this on my own, I probably would never have been able to do it. But Gurinder is somebody who's, you know, she's massively experienced. She's got loads of miles on the clock. She's got film experience. And so when it comes to, like, combining, like, for example, I'm quite good on scenes and detail and dialogue. But structure and how you build structure isn't something which I'm that experienced on. And so she was really brilliant at sort of structure. And the other thing is just little things. Like when I first started writing it, I used my real name. And she basically said, you've got to ditch your name. Because if you use your name, you're not going to be able to have the kind of freedom in your creative mind, because you're just going to keep using your name. And so it was just things like that helped. And then also, you know, I just read books on film structure and stuff. So a classic example is when I was 16, sadly, there was no girls hoving into view who expressed any interest in my poems whatsoever. But I didn't think we would get the film having the success, having the access, and having the scale that I wanted without there being a love interest.
Yeah.
So I just made one up. So you know, part of it was just like I wanted it to be a mainstream film. I didn't want it to be played to two people and a dog, you know, in some art house cinema. And so you kind of make some compromises for that.
Well, the book came out first, right? In 20...
Yeah.
And so I imagine the book had a different format than it does on screen.
It did, and you know, I would really recommend every single person to buy it. And you'll find out it's called Greetings from Berry Park, by the way. No, it had a totally different format.
And the colours are Asda, Tesco.
It's in all good bookshops and some bad ones. And but no, it had a very different structure. And part of the process was how do you find a film inside a structure like that? But you know, that's what took the time to some extent.
Amazing. Let's do one last question over there.
First, thank you so much for showing the film.
Thanks for coming, Mike.
I appreciate, of course, contextualizing it with things that are going on in America, but I'd also love to look more into the context over the UK, especially around Brexit. So is there a message that your film has for those who are being deeply affected as it's ongoing in your country? It's for both of you.
The problem with these sorts of films is that people just look at what's in the papers this week, and you know, hopefully this is a film about parents and children. It's about coming from a town that you think that doesn't speak to who you are, and having dreams that are bigger than you, than the place of the family you're brought up in. You know, those are kind of universal stories. Now, the flavour of the obstacles you face could be different depending on which country you're in or which community you're in. But this is, for me, this is a timeless, universal story. So Brexit is just what's going on right now, but that just means that there might be different people marching, you know, in the scene that we're talking about. But ultimately, this is a story about what is it like to have dreams that seem strange to the family you're growing up in. How do you become the person you want to be? And how do you make some distance from your parents without at the same time burning those bridges? And I think those are the kind of big universal points. And stuff like Brexit and stuff, that just happens to be in the news. That's some of the things that are dividing us now. And I suppose what the film tells you or shows you is that there are things that unite us underneath those things, which are more profound and deeper. And we just have to remember and stress and endorse those.
What about you, Viveik?
You put it pretty eloquently. I'll go with yours.
I think that's our time. Thank you both for being here.